And
Hi,
we're live. Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay. I had better days, I think.
Yeah, a little crazy. A little crazy.
Yes, yes, and I would like to get into all of this crazy energy that we've been experiencing, and I'm pretty sure it's a collective energy. So, um, yeah, so let's go ahead and clear our space and energy. I'm going to ring the meditation singing bowl, and then we can get started.
All right.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
So we have the new moon in Virgo.
And it is between like midnight tonight, your time, and 2 a.m. tomorrow morning, East Coast time. So it's in the middle of the night tonight,
Hmm.
depending on what coast you live on.
Yeah,
So
so
it's um it's happening right now.
I feel it, but can you elaborate? Like, what are the energies like? What's going with the collective?
So, Virgo is the solar plexus chakra. So, that's the nervous system, the digestive system, metabolism. And so, I think people are I think it's like a nervous energy because Uranus is heavily aspected during the new moon. It's making a square to the new moon, Uranus square the new moon, and a sextile to Mercury, Saturn, which are very close together. And that's very edgy, very chaotic. And Saturn brings in that sort of controlled chaos. And, we were talking before we came on about, in our own personal little space, we're chill, everything's good. But there's a lot of people around us with their drama and their chaos. And I think Saturn, brings in that energy of learning how to set, assertive boundaries and using the word no, so people don't like try to take advantage of, when your energy is calm and you're in a good space, people want that. And and I think that's one of the biggest challenges in metaphysical work is staying calm and not letting people try to take advantage of your calm energy or insert their crazy energy into your calm space. So we also have an interesting Uranus Pluto trine, and that's going to be with us a long time. It moves very slow. It's Aquarius to Gemini, and that's all very spacey, very. Um, you're going to see so many different conspiracy theories and crazy ideas. We were talking about AI, and creating animals and pets and things. That is just going to keep exploding and more. Um, you know, and it's kind of been coming on technology and these outer planets move very slow, and now that we've had all of them change signs, we're in a distinct shift of uh, community and society overall. So I think it's very soon. We have the eclipse and full moon um, in Pisces on Sunday the 7th, and the day before, um, again, either Friday or Saturday, depending on what coast you're on, Uranus goes retrograde. So that goes back over things we're covering right now, so or have been for the last few months. So during the fall, you might be readdressing things that you were dealing with in April. Um, Retrogrades have a way of making us go back over ground we've already covered. Pluto trine Uranus is all about the evolution of mankind and technology, the internet, outer space, aliens amongst us, um, bizarro stuff that'll make you question reality, glitches in the matrix, um, time bending, time travel, shaping. So all of those things that have always kind of been considered mythology or Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster and these kind of myths, I think we're going to start seeing some actual reality of what has been hidden underground, underwater. Um, there you are. I was going to say you froze for a moment. Did
Oh
I
yeah, you
freeze?
too.
Yeah, I know something happens and we glitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
that was the glitch.
that was a glitch. Um, and what's so hard to discern is with media and technology, you don't know if it's a real true to God paranormal glitch or if it's been a manipulation with the technology. So, or just like trying to figure out if somebody is real or a clone or a robot, all of those kinds of challenges. And where we navigate this is by honing in our um, intuition and psychic ability and instincts to discern, not looking with the eyes, but feeling with your heart,
Mm.
feeling, is that true? Is that real? And not letting the monkey mind sort of, you know, deter you into a rabbit hole that just gets you frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's one of the biggest things going on with Uranus during this new moon. And, Virgo is the perfectionist. So this kind of energy would drive a perfectionist crazy because, the number one lesson for Virgo is there is no such thing as perfection, although they'll strive for it and strive for it. This this type of energy will drive home that fact that it's not going to be perfect. The alignment is going to be, a minute of a milliliter short or off or whatever. And to allow you to say, that's okay, I can do that. That's not going to keep me up at night, worry. Virgo energy is a worry energy. It's about the nervous system. And so that all, works into that anxiety about perfection. So, we all want to be really gentle with ourselves and tolerant, I think, is a big key word for this time because, Pluto Uranus can be very bizarre. It can make people freak out. Um, it can be violent, but a trine will be a protector. It saves from the big catastrophe. There might be, Aaron, the hurricane in the Atlantic right now, that's kind of a good example of this trine that could have been devastating, but it veered off and stayed out in the ocean. So
Mm-hmm.
there's been some flooding, but that a trine will protect you from a catastrophe.
Mm-hmm.
So and with astrology, there's a lot of weather patterns you can watch with that as well, and that's a perfect example. Then the trine to from Saturn to Mercury is another kind of protecting you from uh, yourself, really, because Mercury is the monkey mind. It's the chatterbox in your head that will drive you crazy with, you know, you see, what was that movie? As Good as It Gets, where the guy had the compulsion about he couldn't step on a crack in the sidewalk. He had 5 locks on his door. He was a germaphobe. And, so those kinds of compulsive behavior is Mercury. That's how your mind is perceiving things in your everyday life. Mercury is a personal planet. It's about now and the people around you and your community and your neighbors. And so a trine with Saturn helps bring, again, a trine is like, it's like a gift from the universe. So if you've been feeling particularly compulsive or nervous or um, anxiety about things, this is a nice time to give into it, because um, the trine is a protector. It kind of protects you from going, down into like a deep depression, for instance. Say that there was something you were really worried about and it could just drive you crazy. The trine is what keeps the mind from destroying itself, or that the element of self-sabotage.
Mm.
So those trines are really helpful during the new moon. Neptune is also making a trine to Mercury. So Neptune brings in all the fantasies and dreams and woo-woo feeling. It can be very psychic, very uh, illusion. If you use enough drugs and alcohol, it'll bring in delusion. But, like a trine to Mercury would keep you from an overdose. These are just like examples of how the aspects between the planets, even though the planets might have um, sort of unfriendly vibes between them when they're making 120 degrees, which is a trine, that turns it into a positive type of energy as opposed to oppositions. An opposition between Uranus and Pluto, that hurricane would have slammed into the coast and been devastating. So
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
kind of how you follow the planets. It's not so much what they are, is what are the relationships they're doing to each other. So during
Mhm.
this new moon, we have some very nice trines that are offsetting, some kind of edgy squares. Squares are more, personal stress. The concept being that we should be able to control our own personal stress. It's not like someone putting it on us. We just might need to learn how to say no or set our boundaries with the Saturn influence. um, Saturn, of course, is all about learning your lessons, maturity. It can be about cleaning out things in your life, whether it be people or closets. So, then the other interesting thing we have is Jupiter squaring Venus. So, this is financial pressure, and it might be uh, pressure about decisions, what to do with your money, whether it is, someone trying to get you to invest in something, or you have an investment you have to do something with, or we see in the news already about how insider trading has been, criminally used against with the elites to make billions of dollars, where you and I don't have that same information to be able to turn money around like that. That's coming out. That's,
Mhm.
you know, um, anything about finances, the banking system, the more and more about Bitcoin and digital currency. You've seen more and more about that. And Jupiter is often the courts and legal decisions. So, seeing legal decisions about money and investments and uh, foreign currency as well. So, um, watching different countries and what they're doing with their currency is would be one way to see how this energy operates. In your personal life, it's about what's going on with your money. How do you make it? What are you doing with it? Are you reevaluating what you're doing with it? Are you reallocating what you do with it? Making all those kinds of decisions. And the square makes it personal, makes it a little stressful. You that's buyer's remorse. That's spending a lot of money on something and then feeling like you shouldn't do it. It's like a regret or guilt thing. So, one of the ways around that is positive affirmations. And, it's all about keeping your vibration high. If you need to listen to, meditation recordings on YouTube or whatever that gear your mind into a higher vibration, when we ring the clearing bell, that ting that you hear for a real long time, that resonates to our inner bioelectric system. And that's what this new moon is about, is our nervous system, our bioelectric system. So that's how we keep healthy. That's how we keep positive, is by revitalizing those basic um, cellular level parts of our body, whether that's through the food we eat, you know, the things we do with our body, gentle movement, staying away from a lot of sugar or a lot of um, junk food, or, just the body responds to how we treat it. So, exercise and nutritious food is important, and Virgo rules food. And this is another big spotlight, I think, that we are seeing is attention on the food chain. And it's very hard to eat healthy. You can buy things that say organic and it could still have E. coli. I mean,
Mm.
it's a very, we're in a period in humanity that's very chaotic, and it's very hard to know what is good and a right. And there's a lot of theories and a lot of talking heads about what is what. And I think that we all just need to really find and keep that quiet space within ourselves. And when you feel too tired or distracted by what's going on outside of yourself, it's about earthing, you know, walking barefoot outside on the grass, leaning up against a tree, um, staring at the stars at night. I mean, it really comes down to the simple basics of our connection to the earth and our bioelectric grid and energy. So and with that, you can, interject some of the herbs, chamomile, ginger, parsley. These are things easily accessible, and those help with calming of your digestive system and just.
Well, I did that recently in the past week. So I think I ate something spicy, and I think I had acid reflux. And
It's really great for that.
what, pickle juice?
Yeah, it
I had
works great.
some, but I didn't try it. Now that you said it, now I remember.
Works great. It
You would
feels
think
weird.
that the acid would like make it worse, but it doesn't.
It's the vinegar in it. Vinegar is so healing.
I'll have to. You know what? I will do it because like I've been avoiding like spicy food for a whole week because like um I I ate bread with cheese. And after eating that, it was like I had like I thought I was having a reaction to the cheese, or if I was lactose like intolerant, I don't know. And then it was like this burning feeling. I was like, "Oh my god, I feel like I can't breathe. Like what the heck is this?" And I asked my brother. I said, "What does that mean if I have a burning feeling? Am I lactose intolerant?" He says, "No. Lactose intolerance is like you go use the bathroom like you're going, diarrhea." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't doing diarrhea." He says, "It sounds like you have acid reflux or just heartburn." So I took Tums and it did help a little bit, not 100%. But next time, if I, think of having that, then I'm gonna try the pickle juice.
I can't remember what the occasion was. I had been out somewhere, it's been a few months ago, and I just way overate and I was miserable. And I had um, indigestion. And it was an old country woman who told me that trick. And she never throws out her pickle juice. Like when the pickles are done, she just still keeps that empty jar of juice in her refrigerator. I thought that was crazy. And but I had tried it before and it works like instantly. And so I was sitting there and I was like, okay, I need to go drink some pickle juice. And it's the weirdest feeling to open your refrigerator and take, an empty jar of pickles and guzzle down some juice. But it is such a instantaneous relief. It's wonderful.
Mm.
So it feels weird. I mean, some of the best remedies are so simple.
Mhm.
Castor oil is another one that, before we had all of the synthetic types of drugs and prescriptions, it was olive oil and castor oil and apple cider vinegar and, baking soda and,
The
just,
castor oil that they sell, is that digestible?
yes, you're supposed to only get what comes in a glass bottle.
Ah.
And, uh, it's not good going down. I've never really tried it internally, but like exteriorly on your skin, if you
Mhm.
have a rash or uh, an eczema or any kind of skin rash or skin thing, castor
Mhm.
oil is great for that. Tea tree
I
oil.
remember like this lady on a like TikTok or YouTube short. She said, "I can tell you how to make magic serum in a bottle." I was like, "Okay, tell me." And then she was like, "You take castor oil, jojoba oil, and a few drops of frankincense,
Mm,
and you mix it all together, and then you would put it on your little wrinklies, like all over."
yeah,
And then she did the test,
yeah,
and it just like melted, the lines just like faded,
right.
like almost instantly it was gone.
Castor oil is truly amazing.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, "That's it, just castor oil."
yeah,
I mean, well, the mixture of everything, to not just straight up castor oil, but,
right.
I was, like, kind of amazed it was just simple ingredients, that actually did that, so.
It's great. It's great
Mhm.
that people are getting back to that simplicity, because I mean, what that costs a few cents for what people charge hundreds of dollars for a jar of elixir,
Mhm.
or miracle cream, and you don't really know what went into that.
Mhm,
If you do it
mhm.
yourself, you see it.
Well, I know with the high-end beauty products, I think it's the chemists, they make it so it feels luxurious. So there's simple chemicals that
Right.
makes it feel like less
Silk.
greasy
Yeah.
and silky, and it's really light to the touch. And so I can say that, yeah, sometimes it's okay to pay that price just to have
Oh,
that.
sure. Well, and for me to be able to splurge on something like that feels very, um, you know, that used to be something I would do at Christmas a long time ago. Christmas was like to go and buy some kind of luxurious cosmetic, and
Mm,
that that feeling inside that you can walk away and you've afforded it and you've done something to try and enhance yourself, like self
mhm,
love or self care. I mean, that sort of resonates into your aura and resonates into your mindset. I mean, it's not just that jar of thing itself, but it's
mhm,
all of the layers of vibrations that you get with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So again, we were talking about the solar plexus. So that's you know um, like a golden yellow light around the stomach, rib cage, and navel. And during the new moon of the next few days, before you go to sleep or when you first wake up, do that. Envision that chakra strong and vitalized, and when you feel revitalized, you can manifest anything. Um, your body has to be at some kind of calm. If you're all like keyed up and drawn into all those different um, chaotic sort of vibes, it's very hard to get your footing on you know envisioning your dreams and working towards them.
mm,
So um, that all connects to self-esteem, and self-esteem is where a lot of us have struggled by life's experiences, rejection and broken dreams and things, and depending on your upbringing or just experiences you've had, it can make you feel vulnerable or a loss of personal power. And, these are days and times where it's very important to harness your personal power. And if you do have low self esteem, do something about getting that higher. Sometimes buying some nice skincare product can do a hell of a good for your self esteem. Um, it's different for everybody,
mhm,
So new moon is about Virgo is about the servant. This is a time about your mission and figuring out, what is your mission in life. What is how do you serve mankind? So you might say the say that some kind of Mars transit in your chart blew something up. You lost a job or a loved one or a relationship or a pet, but you've gone through some jilting experience or trauma. So first off, getting that center, your solar plexus attention to feel vitalized is important. And then, you know, that rejuvenates your inner warrior because Mars is a very, um, that's your vitality. So if you've been hit by something, that tends to lower your sense of motivation and desire to do things. So, you know, using this time to, whenever you put your attention on somebody else, if you're going through something, if you put your attention on somebody else, it automatically makes you feel better. So when I say, service to humanity, it can be something as simple as, you know, 1 or 2 hours a week, volunteer at your food bank. Um, my neighbor is volunteering at the Animal League where they take in rescues, just a couple hours a week. And so when you hear life mission and service to humanity, I mean, these are all really big concepts and big ideals, but it starts very small with your, taking the time to step out of yourself and all of your worries and anxieties and compulsions and put your attention on something else, and
mhm,
especially like a vulnerable animal or people who don't have food, that whatever that does to the mind to get your focus off something you're struggling with, it's a really miracle kind of trigger that helps so much anytime. And that doesn't even have to just be a Mars transit, but I was just trying to explain that we all sometimes have to remember how resilient we are.
Mm.
So I feel like Virgo new moon is that opportunity to meditate on your inner servant, your inner warrior, revitalize. If you're having a hard time doing that, then even if it's like, um, if you don't bake or cook, but just go to the store and buy a meal for, a neighbor is going through a hard time. Everybody is going through their own share of shit.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so um, keeping that in perspective, that it's not all you, it's not just you, collectively we are all trying to find the healer and the mother. We all want our mother. We all want a nurturing mother, a loving mother. It's not that we all had that, but
Mhm.
sometimes you
Yeah,
have to
some of
be.
them could be really bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can find your own inner mother. To take care
Mhm.
of yourself, and inner care and self care could be taking a 5 minute walk in the sunshine. I'm bringing to mind something. I hope I remember all the things. I saw a video about a 94-year-old woman who still lives independently in her own home. She cooks for herself. She does all of her own yard care. And this is what I aspire to want to do. And she attributed it to 5 things. The first thing was every night before she goes to bed, next to her bed, she puts a glass of water with a pinch of salt. So in the morning, before she does anything at all, she drinks down that salted water, because you lose about a liter of fluid between your breathing and evaporation on your skin during the night. And so, first thing in the morning, you have to get your electrolytes going, get that fluid replenished. The next thing was, what was the next thing? The next thing was her protein breakfast. She always ate eggs and cottage cheese and had a high protein breakfast. The next thing was what she called gentle movement, which, was stretching, even if it's from a seated position, but getting all of those muscles and tendons moving. Um, The next thing was she, like with her breakfast, had a journal that she would write down, whatever was on her mind, and get her feelings off her chest, so they're not like eating at the
Inside.
inside, right?
Mhm.
You're addressing your emotions. And I believe the last thing had something to do with like her goals, like in this journal where it would be writing down her emotions. The next thing was that she would learn 5 new words a day or do some kind of mathematical problem. It was a brain exercise. She would exercise her brain to learn something new. And that
Mm.
sort of segues with the study they did with all of these Catholic nuns at a convent who were all living to be 100 and older. And they were studied to determine, and they didn't have dementia. They were perfectly, you know, functioning and independent, I guess, as you can be in a convent and in a nunnery. But anyway, um,
Mhm.
and what they determined from that is they were always learning something new. And at the time of this study, they were learning how to play the harp, which is a very complex instrument to learn. So
Mhm.
we need to be thinking about these things, simple hydration, protein in our diet, journaling our emotions, getting out how we're feeling and not letting it sit inside us to give us heartburn or indigestion. Um, Exercising the brain somehow, is it writing or learning new vocabulary or doing a math problem, and gentle movement, gentle exercise.
I think that's very good. It's very similar to like a young man who I follow. He's a multimillionaire, and he said very similar things to what you had mentioned. Like the first thing when he wakes up is to like read a book, like a nonfiction book, and then also like doing like some like meditation of some sort, like not even go full fledged, like even like a simple breathing exercise. It could be even like brisk walking or something like that, just to kind of keep it going, and then not looking at the cell phone at the first
Right,
part of the morning, because whatever you wake up with, like that could lead to immediate stress,
right,
so try to not look at that when you wake up, unless that's your alarm clock. You don't
right.
go looking further than that. Um, and and I think there was like one extra thing, because he had like five things too, but it was along the lines of what you had mentioned, and I think that that's true, because it's almost like a exercise, or
Self
like
care. It's
yeah.
self care. You know,
Mhm.
you're taking care of your basic bioelectric system, mentality, um, how you're feeling before you know, venture into your day to deal with other people and other situations.
Mhm.
I
I
think
think
we need
I
to
think
make,
the whole morning thing, without, because I think that's the key. I've
yeah,
noticed a couple times this week, I'm guilty of it. The first thing I do when I wake up, I look at my cell phone, or somebody's waking me up with a phone call, and I'm like, okay, well, what time is it? And then I start reading my emails. I'm like, oh my God, I already got emails,
yeah, I gotta do this, gotta
and
do
they're
that.
not good emails.
Yeah,
These are like ones where you have to focus,
yeah,
and then I saw I had a missed call. Somebody had an issue with something. And I'm like, oh my God, like now I already know how my day is going, because,
right.
as soon as I get up, like these are the fires I need to put out, and then there goes my day, my morning. And so that's kind of like, the onset of how the rest of the day would go, and then you could say that, oh, well, I just had a typical day, or wasn't um, like a fantastical day. Whereas, like, if I were to, like, not look at my phone and just went and took a shower, had my breakfast, and meditated, and then looked at the thing, then I think that, my whole, like, way of approaching those things would have been a whole lot different than just, like, seeing that, and because that already kind of, like, already put me into, like, a mindset.
Well, the
Uh
other thing too that I've been thinking about lately, and when I took a few days off, I didn't. It's weird. I've had two trips this summer, and both times, when I get up in the morning, or any of the whole time I was away, I never drink any coffee or tea. Not
mhm,
intentionally. It's just I'm out of my routine, and I just drink the water. And the this lifestyle of getting up and having coffee or tea before you've hydrated after the night, caffeine makes you even more dehydrated.
mhm,
The whole
mhm.
thing about stiffness in your joints, clarity in your brain, that's all associated to hydration. And so I'm trying to be better about drinking water before getting into any kind of coffee or tea. I enjoy coffee and tea a lot. I tend to drink tea at work during the week and coffee at home on the weekends. I don't know how I fell into that, other than it's just, I've never had like, how people can be very regimented
Yeah,
about, yeah. I've
'cause,
never been like
even for me too, like, let me tell you, I don't know if there's a place called Butters on the East Coast.
I haven't heard that.
Oh my God, okay, there's a pancake house here called Butters,
Yum.
and I had the most exquisite country breakfast in my whole life. Let
Wow.
me tell you, it was on 2 buttermilk biscuits,
Oh,
and it had sausage patties because I eat meat now every once in a while. I had the country sausage patties on it, and then two Benedict eggs
oh, wonderful.
to a beautiful like shape,
Hollandaise or something.
and then it was drizzled in the country gravy sauce.
Oh, yum.
And then when I sliced into it and the egg juice was just drizzling out, and you want to sop that thing up with a
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. I took a bite into it and it was like,
Divine.
it was divine. It was the fanciest country like biscuit breakfast I had in my life. It was so tasty. And then out came the coffee.
Uh,
And I've never had this. Maybe you've had, but I've tried just their coffee with heavy whipping cream. Have you
mhm.
tried that?
I have done that in the past. I don't do it as a habit.
Well, like when I tried that, I was like, what is this?
What am I missing?
I know. She was like, it's just heavy whipping cream. I was like, no. She was like, yes. I was like, what? Am I using the wrong creamer? Like,
Well, I will tell you one of the things that I think we've been led down the wrong path on are all of these synthetic types of substitutes like sweeteners and cream and butter.
mm-hmm,
And when you read about like holistic naturalists, they all tell you to use the real butter, use the real cream.
mm,
Um, what's the other one I said? Butter, cream, the whole product, not the synthesized,
right.
light,
Like
dumbed
watered
down
down. Yeah.
chemical or whatever. And so I used to always get that non-dairy creamer to have at home and seemed perfectly fine with that. I would do the fat-free, and then I started hearing all this stuff and I love this little grocery store I go to. It's like a little neighborhood place. It's really small. The aisles are really small but it's just a unique experience and I love going there. And they sell your milks and creams and stuff in glass, the
Mm,
glass. And so I'm at the refrigerator section trying to decide if I want, the half and half in the glass bottle or the non-dairy in the paper crate or whatever. And this older man comes up and he opens it up and he grabs the half and half and he goes, you know, this is better for you than any of that fake stuff. And when you start reading the labels, it's true. And
mm-hmm,
so ever since then, I've been buying the real half and half, which is not
mm-hmm.
quite whipping cream, but it's getting closer to it than,
Well, no,
say,
because when you look at like the calories on it, it's actually a lot less than the one that has all the stuff in it.
sugar and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think we've been really misled on things like that. And this is what I think is part of the turning society upside down is all of these beliefs that we've had or things that we thought were one way. It's just getting all shook up and we'll have to navigate what we believe is real, and doing that means using our innermost instinct. And that's something that um, has almost they've tried to breed it out of us and manipulate it out of us so that we would
Well,
just,
honestly, I think it's just a form of consumerism. It's just like
yeah,
having an option, like
yeah,
instead of like, doing something simple, like, hey, why don't you let's just add a twist to it,
yeah.
and then put it out on the market and see like how people like it. And I think it's always like a test, to see like what's good, what's not.
I hate when they
Um,
put something out that I really, really like and then they take it off the market, and
I know.
I can't think of an example right
Well,
now.
that's why I always use like the card readers and stuff. You know how like
Yeah,
you can get the discount. I want them to know what I'm buying because I don't want them to take that shit off the shelf. Like,
right, right, right. I
I was like, yeah, I buy it. I'm the one who's buying all of it. Like, why are you taking it away?
I know. There's this, I've been really, I use the word addicted loosely. I
Mm.
I could easily be addicted to it. It's in the bakery section at the grocery store, and it's like a rustic bread that is cranberries and walnuts, and it's like
Mm.
a brown bread. And I swear the loaf is like this big, right?
Oh,
It's
it's a
six
big one.
dollars for this bread. You slice it.
Uh-huh.
I think if I had no discipline or control, I could eat the whole loaf in a day. I have to make
Oh, it's
myself.
that good.
I know, I just slice two slices off every morning. I take it
Mm.
to work to drink with my tea, to eat with my tea. And I got off of it for a while because I was kind of, I mean, I would just love it. And they weren't putting it out. So then I would order it. Like
Mhm.
they told me they made two loaves a day. So if you didn't get there before it was gone, you're out of it. So then I would order it and pick it up the next day. So I was
Mhm.
ordering two loaves at a time, putting one in the freezer because I had this thing like, I don't want to be without this. This is just great.
You're good.
I know. And then it was like, I'm kind of getting tired of it. So I got off of it for a month or so. And then this week, I bought my first loaf in a while, and there were four loaves on the shelf. And I was so
Mm.
happy to see that because I was just waiting for them to, because walnut cranberry is almost like a winter holiday thing. You know, that's kind of when I discovered it, was last winter. And I was kind of surprised that I've been seeing it all the rest of the year, but I'm hoping it's caught on because,
Well, I don't know, but in Whole Foods, there's a company that makes rounds. It's just a round
oh, yeah,
puff.
yeah,
But the one that I normally buy, it's called cranberry, orange,
yeah,
thing. And it's like it has a hint of fruit and it has the bread. It does
yeah,
I don't think it has nuts, so that might be an extra like little kick to it. But
yeah.
I know what you're talking about because with
It's
those,
filling.
it you could just eat it because it's sweet. It
Yeah.
has like the bread, the yeast.
And it's
Like
filling, you can eat it, it's filling. Yeah.
it's tasty
I
because
like to tell myself that cranberries, walnuts, that's healthy. Of course, all,
yeah.
the rest of the part probably isn't. And, eating tremendous amounts of it is not healthy. But, you know, I just think like Virgo is very, health conscious. It's like
Mm,
you might be like today. In fact, I went to the store after work and I was reading. I had two items turned around. I'm trying to think what I had turned around. I was reading the labels. It was about sugar. One of them, oh, when you first walked in, they always have like a sale bin or something, They had Bush's baked beans, buy one can, get one free. I said, oh,
mm,
I haven't had that in a long time. Let me look at these. And one of them had a label that said zero sugar. And then one of them said country style. And so I was looking at both and I was like, well, let's see what the difference is. Well, the zero sugar had less than 1 gram of sugar. The country style had 12 grams of sugar. And, yeah.
oh,
And then when I started looking in the bin, they had like brown sugar hickory and they had original. And I was like, I came home with the zero sugar because that's my thing.
mhm.
I have gotten way too addicted to
Liberal.
sugar.
Yeah, me
And so
too.
and I think that has a lot to do with arthritis or stiff joints, from what I can tell, inflammation. They're all attributing it to sugar. So
For me, I've been taking more magnesium pills.
I
Like I,
do,
I've,
I
I've
do take
stocked up on
magnesium.
my vitamins because I stopped taking the vitamins since I moved. But recently, since I had like an eyeball twitching and stuff,
Yeah,
I was like, you know what, I need some magnesium or something. So, I started taking that, and then I guess over time it started to get better. But I haven't been taking any vitamins, and then I noticed that I don't have enough energy, so I would get back on the B12 and stuff. But I also think the sun,
yeah,
and I've seen this with my cell phone. My cell phone was sitting on the dash, and then I get a notice saying, your phone is overheating.
Too
We
hot.
need to shut down. I'm like, what? So
Yeah.
it's like the sun is actually taking the energy, draining the battery out of the thing. I was like, well, what if that's the same to
Yeah.
humans? What
Yeah.
if like the sun is draining the energy? Like, well, obviously we're like dehydrating all of our nutrients and water out
Right.
of our body. So it was really kind of interesting that if the sun was doing that to my cell phone, which is a pretty resilient piece of hardware, like what
Yeah.
is it doing to people?
Right. And, you know, I kept my cell phone in the car one time in a hot summer day, and I got that message when I got back in my car, that it was
Mm,
overheating. So, I've tried not to do that anymore. It's just, I think being conscious of your health and body and mind and soul, it's the recognition of, what you eat affects your body, what you do, it's all interrelated. And certainly a
yeah,
Virgo new moon brings a great deal of awareness to your habits and routines. New moon is always a good time to start a new routine, or started like I actually made it out of the grocery store without anything sweet. And when I got in my car, I felt so good about that. But
mm,
I would look at it because I've had a birthday recently, and they send me these coupons. Oh, come get your free cupcake, or come get this
mhm,
or that.
mhm,
And at this grocery store, it was pick out these bar cakes, and they were like carrot cake and red velvet cake and confetti cake. And I stood there and I looked at them and I was like, do I want any of that? And I really didn't. I
that's
really
good.
didn't. And I
Mhm.
went and I thought, well, maybe I want something else. And I looked at like pastries and stuff, and I just kept. I wanted to want to buy something because that's my habit. I usually have something I bring home sweet,
Mhm.
and I don't know. I think I'm tired of
I
feeling
think you
stiff. You
I
know?
think it's a limit, because I've reached my limit too. Like I went to Walmart earlier today because that's the only place that has the Krispy Kreme donuts, in
Oh,
my area.
yeah,
And I'm like, I always pass by it because they put it there right before the cash register. And I'm like, you can't miss it. It's right there.
yeah.
And I sit there and I look.
I love those things.
I do too. But you know what? I was like, I felt like you. I could walk past it without like
I
not even.
really didn't want it. And
Hmm.
one of the things that I sort of connected over the summer about sugar and eating is it really, for me, is emotional. It's like I'm
Mm,
feeling anxious or nervous or upset, and I want something sweet. Like the sweet is what calms that feeling. And it's all psychological because the sugar really just jacks you up even more, right?
well,
So,
yeah, because the sweetness makes you feel good. It's like a little
little
high.
high. Yeah. So I
Because I
go,
get it too. I mean, like I have my little sweets, because I have these little gummies and stuff. Like
oh,
I
yeah.
have like my sugar stash.
Well, someone gave me recently in a birthday bag this huge chocolate bar,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't opened it yet. But at that when I almost started panicking a little bit, like coming home, like I didn't get anything sweet. Oh my god, I didn't get anything sweet. I was like, oh, I've got that chocolate bar. It's almost like I always have to have.
Me too.
It's
But
weird.
like me, I've gone through that like recently myself because I'm always like, oh, I gotta get the pastries,
Yeah,
or like, like I love those,
yeah,
I need something sweet because I know late at night,
yeah,
I'm guilty of this, like around like, and you're not supposed to be eating past like, 9, 10 o'clock or something.
yeah,
I don't care. My thing is eating something sweet at midnight and stuff because that's when the sugar craving kicks in, like ice cream. I
oh
don't
my
care,
god,
like
yes.
like whatever, like a little pastry of some sort, and
So
I'll
I
have
had
it with some tea or even coffee. But the coffee to me is like hot cocoa at this point.
so
But
My office, evidently, their annual summer thing is they bring in a Celesti Gelato cart.
Mhm.
And so, like from 2 on for the rest of the afternoon, you can go in the kitchen and this guy is serving up cups of ice cream or sorbet.
Mhm.
And that's one of the things I can pass up. But I love sorbet. And I go in there the other day and he had raspberry sorbet, which is probably like one of my favorite things in this earth. So I get this little, they're like half cup servings,
Right,
right?
right,
Your
smaller.
little tiny little plastic spoon, and
Mhm.
or stick, really. It's not even a spoon. And so people just sort of gather around, and I noticed this girl had 2 different flavors in her half cup, and I says, "Oh, you mixed it." She goes, "Oh, I do." She's been there like 15 years. She goes, "I do this every year. I will get these 2, and then I'll go back for seconds and try 2 more." Because it's usually 4 flavors. I said, "Oh, you can go back for another one?" She goes, "Oh yeah, you can go back as much as you want. They're here all day."
Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
so I finished my raspberry sorbet. I was like, okay, they had strawberry cheesecake, cookies and cream, and some kind of coffee mocha one along
Mhm,
with
mhm.
sorbet. And I was like, I have coffee ice cream in my freezer, not the ice cream, but like pops, these frozen yogurt pop things that
Mhm,
are coffee
mhm.
flavored. And I just had one a couple of nights ago. I was like, I don't want the coffee. So I mixed the strawberry cheesecake and the cookies and cream, which are 2 things
Mhm.
I probably would have never let go and bought. But the fact that it was sitting there free for everybody, it was like, oh, no. And it was delicious. And I go back to my desk and I'd had these virtually a cup of this stuff, whatever it was. And I'm like, oh man, I need to lay down. You know, it was good, but
Was
um,
it really, like, decadent? Like, was it,
yes,
like,
creamy,
rich?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And they don't leave it there. The firm pays for it, but when they leave, they take whatever they brought with them.
Oh.
Yeah, we were all talking about they should leave what's left over here.
Mhm,
They
mhm.
don't. But that's kind of like a little summer treat that they do,
So
after
you better get it while you can is what
right.
that is.
I wouldn't go up the street. There is a Celesti Gelato in my neighborhood. I never go there. And I wouldn't go, if I did go, I wouldn't get strawberry cheesecake or cookies and cream. Those are not my go-tos. I would get the
Mhm.
coffee or a sorbet or I love mint chocolate. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah, mhm. Well, that's kinda refreshing, yeah.
So I kind of got a flavor tour of different ice creams for free this week, whatever that is. But it was definitely a sugar high. I mean, I could feel like the sugar was like,
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt too, like, I feel like I was over creaming my coffees this past week. Like,
yeah,
I even switched it up with a different type of creamer because I was, like, overdoing the whole whipping cream thing, and I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, I think I need to lay off this thing,"
It's
and
very
then I
rich.
switched over to, like, tea, and then the tea, I was doing the same thing, adding cream to my tea. I was like, I just need to, like,
Yeah.
stop, like, water. I just need water, but
Isn't that
normally
funny? It's funny how we go through cycles, and I think that we're responding to the different transits and things in the heavens. But it's funny how you can crave something so bad at one point, and then at a point later, you do not want it. You know what I mean?
mhm.
It's really weird how that. I'm grateful for it because God, if I
Well,
wanted
I
to live
know that, like, me and Krispy Kreme, it's just a temporary thing, it's I'll be back,
so here they had, they do promotions, right?
Mhm.
Do you, do you ever go to the Krispy Kreme store, the actual store?
Yeah, mhm,
So not long ago, they did the Marvel Comics
mhm.
line, and you would get like Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman. Did you see those? They were the
No, no,
cutest
not
things.
recently, no.
Those were the cutest things. I mean, I had to have a Wonder Woman donut. Of course, you have to have a Wonder Woman donut. And then, I call Leon Batman. I had to have a bat. I mean,
Yes.
One of the owners of our firm every Friday brings in something. It can be
Mm,
Krispy Kreme, it can be Sugar Shack. It's some kind of donut shop that she brings, and that's
mhm.
where I saw them. And they were so cute that over the weekend I went to my local Krispy Kreme and bought another one. It was
Mm,
crazy.
mm. Yeah, Luna likes the sweets. I think I got her on.
Did you freeze? Hello, we have
Hello,
a glitch.
can you see me
Oh,
now?
yeah,
Okay.
there's a glitch in the matrix. Hey, let's pull some cards.
Okay,
So,
yes.
what is Luna's favorite go-to sugar thing?
There's two things. One of them is the donut. She knows what donuts. She knows the Krispy
She
Kreme
knows
donut.
the word. Wow.
Yeah, she knows donut. She's looking at me right now.
Oh,
And then the other
perked
thing
up.
is, yeah, the other thing is a stroopwafel, which
I don't know
we
what that is.
a stroop. Here, I'll show you. It's a Dutch treat.
Okay. I don't even know if I can pronounce it. Waffle.
Yeah, it's like a waffle with caramel in it.
Oh my God. I love caramel.
Luckily, I have some left.
Oh, I have seen those.
Yeah,
Now,
I
how do
didn't
you,
know I
how
didn't
do
know these were Dutch, but yeah, it has like a layer of caramel on the inside, and it has a crispy wafer
mm-hmm.
on both sides, and
So
it's
how do
so
you say
sweet.
that?
Stroopwafel.
Stroopwafel.
Yeah, here, let's see. I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've seen those. So they're really good, huh? I've never tried them.
Yeah, um,
Oh,
they
I
used
probably
to
don't need
sell
to.
it at Whole Foods, but they discontinued it. You know how like they always
Yeah.
do. But yeah, these actually came from Holland. But yeah, if I get my hands on some authentic ones, I will send you some so you know what they taste like.
I'll keep looking for them too.
Yeah, they're good. If you can find them, they're really good.
I think I've
So
seen them, but I know I've never tried one. I can't even
they're good
pronounce
with tea or coffee. They're good as like,
it.
just to nibble on, and when like you chew on it, like the caramel just like,
Yum.
it's like yum, like you get your sugar fix.
Well, with in honor of Pluto and Aquarius, I pulled out the Aquarian deck.
Okay.
This is the deck that I go to when um, I just don't want to think. These are like my regular cards I use all the time, and I know them really well. So
Okay. And then I will actually use the
oh,
Moonology.
nice. We like Moonology. Here goes another matrix glitch.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll make it snappy. Okay. Um,
All
we
right,
have
so right
Aries.
now we have Saturn and Neptune holding hands in Aries. So that was a transit we didn't talk about. But Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, that's where you're seeing all of this disruption in things and crazy people up in arms and talk about war. And,
Mhm. Oh, well, look at this. I have balance, spirituality, and practicality. Full moon in Pisces.
I have the Nine of Pentacles.
Okay. So, but every time when I get this card, it's always about balance. And the Nine of Pentacles is having almost everything that
Complete.
you've worked for. Yeah.
That's really nice for Aries to have some sense of completion and balance.
I
Well,
mean, they're missing one, but they're I think the message is to have balance.
The work life balance maybe might be Aries focus this weekend.
Mhm.
Maybe they're
Mhm.
working too hard and need to have some recreation.
Right.
Pisces would say, go to a movie, go to a fantasy movie.
I actually went to the movies recently, like
Would would you see
IMAX, the Fantastic Four, or is
again?
yeah, it was good. I mean, it was the superheroes type movie thing.
Yeah,
They had a good storyline. I don't know. I haven't been to the movies in a.
I haven't either. I've been wanting to go.
It's been, I think, 2 decades for me.
Yeah,
It's been
been at
too.
least 10 years for me. At
Yeah,
least.
well, like the popcorn butter thing is always like
Oh,
a good thing. So yeah,
yeah.
if anything, just go for the popcorn. But there we go with a Virgo. Like,
So they had a movie theater that was like less than 10 minutes from me, and that closed.
hmm,
So now to get to a decent movie theater, it's with traffic a 30-minute drive in any direction. So I think a lot of times I get deterred by, "Oh, I don't want to fight the traffic, or I can't get there in
yeah,
time."
30 minutes is a long drive, to be honest. Just
It's
to.
traffic. It's not that
Hmm.
it's far, but it's like in areas of town that are very congestive, and
Hmm.
yeah.
I know. So for Taurus, I have don't let pride get in your way.
Oh, I have 7 of rods.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
Yeah, Taurus fighting for his or her life or
The
defending
stubborn
herself.
streak, maybe.
But that could be like the angry energy that Taurus might be going through with this.
Yeah. Sometimes the 7 of rods reminds me of the pout, like they're pouting.
Hmm.
But it's very creative. I mean, maybe they can work through their pride in a creative outlet.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, the man that is in your deck over there. He doesn't look prideful. He looks like he's barely putting up a fight.
Yeah,
Uh, because those look like flowers or something.
rods. It would be the wands, fire energy.
Or looks more gentle. I guess Taurus just needs to work with the energy.
Seems like they're battling something in their ego, maybe.
Mhm. Mhm.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know. So next we have here Gemini.
So with the new moon is in Gemini, it's making a trine to Uranus. Cool.
I have step out of your comfort zone.
I have 3 of rods.
Hmm.
Kind of a surveying your horizon type of evaluation period.
Like stepping away from something of your past and making decision to move forward.
It's faded, the North Node.
Mhm.
Some kind of faded opportunity or something for Gemini, I think, with the new moon.
Yeah, it seems like they have like there's no going back. Like they're supposed to move forward in a particular direction. So that might be a good moon for you,
I
Gemini.
think so. 3 is balance, mind, body, spirit.
Mhm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because Gemini can be a little flaky or, you know, impatient. So new moon
Maybe
might
they're
be,
clear focused on
yeah,
the goal.
yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe on their health with Virgo.
Hmm. So next we have Cancer. Hmm. Like I have emotions are running high.
Wow, and I've got the Two of Pentacles.
Hmm. So trying to keep balance, juggling some things all over the place.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this does feel like they've been through something sort of upsetting. Super moon, it's pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's not so easy for water signs around this time.
So we have
Mhm.
Jupiter and Venus in Cancer right now. Jupiter and Venus in Cancer, that is pretty emotional. Let's see, I have a Cancer moon. I can tell you, I've had to work extra hard to keep my emotions in check. I've been very aware of my emotions. Like, there were a couple of things that I really had to like rein in. I really had to rein in, talk to myself, meditate,
Mhm.
because there were things that I could really worry myself to death about. There's nothing I can do about it. I turned a year older.
I told
So
that to Cass too. He says, "Don't remind me."
it's like, God, how did I get this old? How did I get this old? And for some whatever reason, this birthday has been more about, I wish I'd made different decisions in the past. And you can't do anything about that. So,
I think about that for my son too, because like, when it comes to work and stuff, he still hasn't taken off in his career, and he's like 24, and I'm like, when I was 24, I gave birth to
you
him.
were
Like,
married, right?
I was
Yeah,
already rocking and rolling, like,
right. I was getting married too.
yeah. And that's like, and he's just like, I think he's in a different era, you know. I don't know, but like, and then he goes to say, well, the older you are, the younger that you guys got married at. I was like, oh gosh, are you gonna pull
Oh,
that
that's an
card?
interesting perspective.
Yeah.
People are waiting longer to get married. That is true.
Hmm. Yeah. So he's just taking his sweet time. I guess that's what that is. And I'm like, well, when I was 24, I was already out in the world, and but okay, so like the internet didn't come out to, it
Right.
it came out around that time,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like it is today,
Right. Right.
so mm, okay, fine, there's reasons, I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And then later on that night, he's like, oh, I'm tired. I said, wow, it's like not even 12 o'clock. I said, okay, old man. Anyway, I was just messing with my son. Oh, look at this.
What have we got?
It says, your hard work is paying off.
Oh, praise Jesus. This is the King of Rods
Okay, so that is quite Leo taking action.
and Capricorn to do with work.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I've been doing.
Yep. Slow and steady wins the race, I guess, or, just going at a steady pace. So that's good.
That is good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice confirmation for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with this. crazy Virgo new moon.
Right. So I had a recruiter tell me, well, it's a very interesting job market because of the new administration, and companies are really hesitating to hire until they see what the economy is going to do, and all this blah 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 about the new administration and the job market.
And
and
it has nothing to do with the administration.
and then she goes, and for senior paralegals it takes a little longer because um, you're with more experience, they pay you more and they can hire people younger and not pay them as much.
She said that?
Mhm. And she says, but we're going to find you something. And so she was one of these recruiters that said, now if you see a job that you would like me to help you get, let me know, and it'll help me build a relationship with a company if I don't already have it. And there is a job at a company that I am interested in pursuing, and I thought about reaching out to her, and now I've decided, no, I'm just going to go direct. I'm just going to go direct to the company and not
Not
involve.
deal with the recruiter.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's fine because if it wasn't meant to be, that's fine. Yeah. Just
Right.
move on.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
All right, here's Virgo for the Virgo new moon. Oh my
Hmm.
goodness. Ten of Swords.
Oh, wow. Conclusions are within reach.
Oh my God. And it's an eclipse. Oh,
Ah,
Virgo,
dun,
I'm
dun,
sorry.
dun. I can't do it anymore. There's too many blockages and barriers, and
Oh
yeah,
God. I was trying to make that trine make it so much better.
it's fine. This Virgo, well, I'm a Virgo rising, and I mean, I don't, for me, it's not bad. It's just like the people that I know is going through hard times. So I don't know if that puts me in the bucket with them all, but it's difficult, but
It's this
yeah.
card, the Ten of Swords, and knowing what you told me, this makes me think it's draining.
Oh
Like
yeah, you're right.
draining.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and eclipses are triggers. So it might be having to deal with things from the past or
Well, I just need to drink my salt water and I'll be okay.
and learn 5 new words a day.
Yeah, bring out my dictionary,
Yeah.
or I don't have one anymore. I gotta go on the internet. You know what? They
I
don't.
think there's an application that actually helps your vocabulary to learn new vocabulary.
I'm pretty sure there is like a app of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll look for something like that.
I want to do that app. I think it's Babbel, where you learn how to speak a new language.
Mm. I don't think I'm geared for that. Too. It's just too much going on for me right now. That
I had
Tennessee.
a friend that she'd be driving and learning a new language or whatever, or we'd be sitting. I used to go to the pool with her, and she'd sit there and regurgitate whatever they were trying to teach. I was like, I want to learn a new language. I'm not sure I want to do what you have to do to learn a new language.
Yeah, because it takes effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Well, for Libra, I do have show the world the real you.
And this is judgment, rebirth.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe afraid of being judged.
So, full moon in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius. This could be a karmic kind of cycle ending.
Hmm.
New beginning.
It's tough, but it's for the best, is what
Yeah.
I mean. Hmm.
Yeah. Evolution.
It will be fine, Libra.
Yeah. Go shopping.
Yeah. That sounds
I get
nice.
some retail therapy. My dear neighbor, who's a Libra, and she'll be 81 in October. You would never know it. I mean, she still works 30 hours a week, lives in her house, does her own thing, drives. You would never know she's 80 years old.
Mhm.
And she's very Libran. She, all of her social thing about Libra and everything, it's all around food. She loves creating different recipes. She has a dog that is he's huge. He's 100 pounds and really a big dog. She's like 6 feet and he comes up to like her hip.
That's what I
Well, he
noticed
comes
about
up to my
tall
shoulder.
people. They have tall dogs, like, it matches them.
Yeah, to her, he's not big. To me, he's huge.
Mhm.
What is he? He's a
Not a greyhound, but
Airedale, Airedale Terrier. Airedale,
mhm, Hairdale,
yeah,
okay.
in the Terrier group. And
Mm,
um, she fixes him gourmet meals. He doesn't eat dog food. She
mhm,
fixes his breakfast and lunch. I mean, breakfast and dinner every day.
mhm.
It's
Luna was almost on that same kick, and then, I got tired of cooking,
oh yeah.
and then, I gave her dry kibble, and she just, like, looked at me. She was like,
I'm supposed to eat this.
yeah, like, "What is this?" I was like, "I'm sorry, Luna, I don't have meat for you today." And then she won't eat it. I'm like, so I put her on a bad habit, and I know that the doctor told me to not, like, feed them like that, but I don't care. She's my doggy, and I like
So,
to feed her good food. Like,
so with the gibble on days you don't feel like cooking, I kind of dress mine up with a little bit of warm water to make it
mhm,
sort of like gravy like, and then
mhm,
I might put either a spoon of pumpkin or a spoon of just plain whole yogurt, no flavored yogurt, cottage cheese, or sometimes I scramble an egg and split an
mhm.
egg between them.
She
All
don't like
for the gibble.
eggs.
She
She
doesn't.
is picky. She likes beef. Like, beef and chicken and pork. That's it, and then cheese.
What
And
about
then,
fish? Any fish?
I think I caught her eating some of Tommy's food, so, like, I smelt some fishy breath nonsense going
Yeah,
on,
that's funny.
but, like, yeah, I can't prove it, but I think she does like fish, but I gave her fish when she was little, and she barfed it all up, but now that she's older, I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, she's a meat person, and I mix it with potatoes, so meat and potatoes,
that's funny.
and sometimes with, like, a little bit of broccoli and some cheese. That's her go-to meal, and if I don't have that prepared in any way, she won't eat it.
Well, my
I know.
go-to is pumpkin. They seem to like pumpkin on their gibble.
I might just buy some pumpkin just to see, because I used to bake her a fresh, sweet potato
Yeah,
and
that's
give
a
her,
pumpkin.
like, little chunks of that and mix it into her
Yeah,
table so she'll eat it.
yeah,
So she did do that at some point, but I haven't bought, sweet potato recently, so
yeah.
yeah, I know, but, yeah, your friend, she's doing it up for sure, like, he is spoiled. Like, Luna is like, "Come on, lady, you're slacking over." I feel bad. 'Cause yesterday, I didn't have any meat, and, I had to take a frozen, beef, like a hamburger meat, and defrost it in the microwave, and then cook her the whole package so that she'll have
Few
something.
meals. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be her meal for the whole week. But, Yeah, I was bad because I bought like food, for the kids and stuff. And I didn't have nothing for her, so she was starving, I guess. Like, and you know how they act when they're hungry. You're like, they give you the look.
Sometimes I'll get a rotisserie chicken and
See, that I was afraid of that because they have like spices and juice in there.
I pull the skin off.
Okay, so you
I
give them
Yeah,
the
I get like a
insides.
plain one, because they have
Hmm.
like just
The
roasted.
original
Yeah,
version.
or I've done the herb too. I don't do like the one they call Mojo or a spicy one. And I
Hmm.
pull
Hmm.
the skin off, and it seems to be just
Okay.
roasted flavor.
Because I'm always scared, like if she eats too much salt from the
Yeah,
the thing, like we going to the vet? Like, I don't know.
I heard this horrible thing. You never know what to believe, but this guy was talking about you should never eat rotisserie chicken because it's in the plastic bag under the heat lamps and
Oh, the
yeah,
microplastics.
whatever's going on with that whole chemistry, you should never eat. I probably buy a rotisserie chicken every other week. I mean, they're just so
Mhm.
convenient, and I can eat on it a few times and do different things with it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I saw that. I was like, oh God, now is that going to ruin me for buying that?
Now
So,
you asked the guy who was putting out like those chickens, and if you see that they just plopped it in the bag, it's safe. You just go on home and take it out the bag.
yeah, yeah, take it out of the bag. Yeah,
Yeah, and put it in your own like casserole dish.
yeah. I usually do like take the skin and take it off the bone and then just keep the meat in a plastic
Mm.
tub.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to get them, but
I
like,
hate all that stuff they put in our minds about stuff like that.
mhm.
You shouldn't
I
drink.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't say what the right answer is, but if they're putting in those plastics, like a little plastic won't hurt, just like a little dirt won't hurt, I mean,
Well, and I think of that's what stomach acid is for, you know,
yeah, because
any
we have
bad
natural
things.
ways of getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like how they have that California warning label on products and stuff, that may contain like X, Y, and Z chemicals in there. And I'm like, well, this should taste good.
Yeah.
Like, what are they putting in there? Arsenic and stuff? Like, I don't know. Um, so I try to eat them sparingly, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know if you eat enough of that, is it going to cause cancer? They said it does. No, they're putting the label on there, but you know, you just have to be mindful.
Prudent.
Yeah, yeah, just every once in a while is okay.
So I have 8 of Pentacles, and you have South Node.
Yeah, it says don't let your past hold you back.
Interesting.
So work on moving forward.
Your skill set.
Hmm.
Maybe you'll take on an apprenticeship somewhere or start a new direction. South node, north node, that's all about reaching for the north node and getting out of your box.
Mhm. Mhm.
So maybe Scorpio needs to, you know, try something that scares them a little bit.
Well, I've been trying all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I'm not afraid, but I think it's the mixture in me, so that kind of helps out. But yeah, I'm willing to
Well, it's
go.
just like that weird interview process I told you about that was she sent a video and then a test and all these hoops you jump through and it's probably very smart on her side, but on my side I didn't receive it well. I was like, you want to talk, let's talk. Don't throw all of this, you know, video crap at me.
I think we're all in this together. They're just exploring like new technologies and
Yeah.
stuff. So, at least you have that experience. Yeah.
That's why I did it. I was like, well, let me see what this is all about.
Yeah, because even if it wasn't the one, at least you got to test it with something that, yeah.
Well, and share it, share the experience with other people. Like, hey,
Mhm.
this is out there.
Mhm. I did a similar one. Um, it was like I thought at first I thought it was real, but the AI voice was almost realistic.
Wow.
But it was asking me questions and I had to get on camera and record my response.
Right.
And I'm like, oh shit. And then they're like, you know, um, you need to like write some stuff, but like I guess it was like recording like the screen, so you couldn't go and cheat and use like Chat GPT to help
Oh, right,
you
right,
to
right,
like write the stuff. So it was I had a similar one, um, but that was like a month or so ago when I tried something like that. It was just weird, and I took the time to do it.
This was
Oh,
a platform called Wise with a Z higher.
mhm. I don't know what that I just took the dang thing and I was like, "Oh, this is different." Because when you're actually in front of the real person, a lot of times I'm not a good interviewer. I like
Yeah.
like get all nervous and stuff, and that doesn't really like showcase who I really am. It's just like I'm a really
Right.
like nervous person when I'm speaking to someone new, or don't know who I'm talking to. But if I'm in front of someone on a one-to-one basis, then, kind of like how we're communicating, then I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Um, it was just weird. I don't know.
There's a lot of weird in the air, that's for sure.
There is. There's gonna be a movie on that, and it's gonna get weirder.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Uh,
I saw one of the weirdest short films earlier today. Oh my God.
uh-huh.
Okay, we are on Sag.
Hmm.
I got a Two of Cups.
And I have adjustments are required.
Adjustments are required. And then what is the
I think it's this third quarter moon. I
third
know.
quarter moon? So Sag should be communicating their feelings this weekend.
Hmm. Maybe this is about like a job prospect, or it could be working with someone in particular, or how they would like to work with a particular person. Because remember, you were talking about boundaries,
Yeah.
and maybe they feel like their boundaries were overstepped.
Also, maybe they're working with someone that they feel romantic towards. Because Two of Cups
Mm,
makes me feel a romantic vibe.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe they're workmates. Mm.
You know what the saying is? Don't shit where you work, where you eat. It never goes well. I've worked
Um,
in firms before where attorneys have started dating someone on the staff, gone as far as gotten divorced, married the person they had the affair with, stay married 2 years and divorce them.
I get that. Okay, that was a whole lot.
Yeah, there's
Say
a whole
what?
lot of lust.
Yeah. It's like too much tension in the workplace.
There was confusion between love and lust, I guess.
I always have like this bad idea of like attorneys, law firms,
Oh, yeah.
only because of my intern experience that I told you about with Bat Lady,
Yeah.
and and
They
then
can
just
be
like,
horrible. I have known very few nice ones. The
hmm
majority of them are horrible.
But some of them, like especially the ladies who are into the legal system, like not all of them, but if they're working for like a male attorney, they will come in there with their little short skirts or very suggestive clothing with their high heels
Yeah.
and go, "Hi, honey, how was your day?" And like they would talk their little nonsense, and I'm like sitting here in the lobby, like, is this what it's like to like mingle like with your colleagues at work? Like, is this the norm? And this is when in North Carolina. So this is just my perspective, just in like back home where I grew up in, of how law firms were. I don't know if that's like that on the West Coast or like
Sure,
anywhere
it's
else, but that was just
pretty
like,
common anywhere you are.
yeah, I mean, like where I
But
used to live when I was working with attorneys, that's what I saw all the time was them
so
hoochie mamas. Like,
one of the things that came up, I was talking to a partner that I really liked not long ago, and we were gossiping a little bit about the office. And I said, well, the staff thinks that the boss only hires young, skinny blondes because lately we've been hiring all these young ladies fresh out of law school.
mm,
And the staff takes it as he's sort of a lech and just wants these young girls around him. And the partner said, well, I can see how staff would see that, but that's all that's in law school right now. Like there aren't as many men in law school as there are women.
hmm,
And they definitely hire more women lawyers than men. I'd like
interesting.
to hear a statistic on that.
Because I went to Campbell University, and it is a well-known law school.
Right?
And my roommates were all in the law, like they were studying for law. And my roommate Vicky, she was like a fake blonde, so she wasn't a real blonde. But her best friend, she was a brunette, and the girl before, she was in the law school, and but she wasn't white. She was, I don't know if she was Latin or something, but she had an accent. So I think she came in under the international program, to study law. So, but back then, I think there were more men than women that were studying, that
I
were in
think the
law school.
dynamic has changed a little bit. I don't know that. I don't know how you find that
I
out.
don't know because that was 20 some years ago, more than 20 years ago when was in that, um, when I was in
Okay.
college. I think it's like, yeah, more than 20. I was like 30.
One, two, three, four. We've hired four young lady, fresh out of law school attorneys this summer, and no men.
Hmm.
And two men have left. Two lawyers have left.
I think it's,
There's definitely more women lawyers in our firm than men. The head of the firm is a husband and wife.
hmm,
I wouldn't have their marriage for anything. They sit at complete opposite ends of the building.
as far as they can.
They used to sit in the same area, and evidently she moved to the other end of the building at some point. I think it's so funny.
She probably couldn't take it. She was like, I need to get away from you.
I think he flirts inappropriately with the young girls.
Hmm.
I don't
Interesting.
know. I could be wrong. He doesn't flirt with me. I'm not his type.
Oh, you're not young, the young blonde.
No. Yeah. Hey, Cappy, we've got the
Mhm.
chariot. It's kind of
Oh,
exciting.
what do you need to release?
Waxing moon. I
Or
like
waning
that.
moon. Yeah.
Waning moon.
Yeah. Well, whatever you need to do, just let go. And you know what? I'm okay with that.
and let go of it fast.
Yeah, let go of the drama. That's what I feel.
I like it.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, that's good.
I
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
me too. I mean, because I'm in that kind of energy. Just like whatever. I don't know. It's just it's like that for me. I'm like, what can I do?
Right.
Nothing.
A day at a time. And take every day for its fullest. That's been my thing is don't take for granted you have another day, like a day at a time.
Mhm. Like even today, like I could work like I normally do, but I'm choosing not to. I'm gonna watch TV
Yeah,
and
mental health day.
yeah, it's okay.
It is okay. Perfectly fine.
Let's see here.
Curious.
Oh, it's time to release negativity.
Oh, a Scorpio full moon in strength.
Mm,
Wow. Aquarius, you're like on a roll here.
mm-hmm.
Very powerful.
Yeah, so maybe, they just about had it, and
This is
they,
great energy. Trying to Uranus and Pluto in Aquarius. That's great.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's good.
I
Like
like it.
a good release.
Yeah. And learning and evolving.
Mm-hmm. What is that goodbye to bad rubbish?
I saw somebody talking about ageism and like not to look at different, every decade you turn a new age or whatever, not looking at it as reinventing yourself, but looking at it as evolving. And I really liked that.
No,
You're
that's
evolving.
good.
Because I've
Mm-hmm.
kept thinking I need to reinvent myself. Do I change my hairstyle? Do I get a makeover? You know, I tend to dress pretty casual. What would I do to reinvent myself? And when she said evolve, I was like, that means embracing.
Yeah, embracing your age,
Yeah.
and enjoying like every moment
And
of.
all of the attention Pamela Anderson's gotten about no makeup. Did you see all that stuff in the media about people giving her shit because she wasn't wearing any makeup?
Mm-hmm,
And I
mm-hmm.
was like, I think older women start looking better with less makeup.
I've also read that I think she put out a book, and it was about her not making enough money off of Baywatch,
Yeah.
and she was actually making $4,000 a year when she was like the main person,
Wow.
and I was like, wow, like 4,000, just 4,000 for a whole year. That's
Wow.
nothing. Like she got robbed. And so, like, it was really nice because her son was, like, sticking up for her at one of these, like, premieres, or I don't know if it was a release of her book, or I don't even know if it was, like, a movie or, like, a documentary or something like that, but that was really interesting. So I was thinking, you don't know what a person's really going through, even though that they're in the limelight.
Right.
Like, what if, she did get paid $4,000? How could she afford to sustain, like, wearing makeup on a $4,000,
Right.
like, budget for a whole year? And I know that that's not the only thing that she's done, but that's like one of the bigger ones because that's the show that made her, you know.
And now she's in a relationship with the actor Liam Nielsen. Liam
Mhm.
Nielsen. They met on some movie set, and now they've been involved. And he lost his wife tragically, and had said he was never gonna, be involved again. And so he's like this older widow man, and they've just really hit it off, and they've been showing up together on different shows, and you know,
I think it's okay. Like, there's this lady in my neighborhood, and she's the car neighbor that's parked next to me, and on her plate it says, "I am Milky." I'm like, "What the heck?" So I've seen this lady all dressed up, and it's always at night, and I kinda question what she does for a living.
Wow.
But she is dressed, like, with the fake lashes, like, the makeup, and I don't know what she's wearing, but it's very revealing and, like, very tacky in my opinion.
High heels,
Yeah.
stilettos, like,
Yeah, so you would, I mean, if you would have the imagination, then you might think that she might be up to something. I don't know, she works at the bar.
yeah.
But, yeah, like,
She's
I
going
don't,
to see John.
yeah, what was I what was what was the trigger for that? I forgot.
Milky. Why does her license plate say Milky?
No, but there was something before that. It was like,
Um,
I've seen her without the makeup.
oh,
It was, like, yesterday when she was out to go get her fast food.
yeah.
Oh my god, what, that was like a night and day thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, is that her with no makeup?" Like, she was dressed like she wasn't wearing her little outfit, like her bling bling, and I
Right.
could tell it was fake jewelry that she was wearing, but, like, yeah, when she was all barefaced, I was like, "Ew, like, no wonder why you wear all that." It's just so, I don't mean to judge, but, like, I'm a silent, tenant in my place, and
Yeah.
I just like looking,
Watch people.
I
People
just watch
watcher.
people. There's different, like, walks of life that live
Yeah.
here, and it's just interesting,
Yeah.
to see, like, who my neighbors are and,
Yeah.
what they're, portraying and stuff, and then you see them, and then you
Right.
see the true, vision.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So for Pisces, I have, conclusions are within reach.
Full moon eclipse. So, what have you been beating yourself up about, Pisces?
Mm, in your head. I was talking about that, about my brother's situation. He's in his head,
So,
feeling trapped.
yeah, and it's self-made.
Mhm.
Might be a little bit of a pity party here.
Yeah, because this is a full moon eclipse, so this might be something that might transpire over time because we're in the new moon.
Eight of Swords. It's a lot of mental activity.
And I can vouch for that. Like, there's a lot going on upstairs. So, yeah, I guess
That's it.
conclusions are within reach there.
Yeah, it's good. Beginnings and endings. That's how the
Mhm.
world goes around. Let's see. My neighbor's daughter-in-law was texting me about a litany of challenges. Her husband is one of the federal employees that will be retired as of September 1, and they've been trying to sell their house up north, and they've built their retirement house down in the Outer Banks near Hatteras.
Mhm.
They're planning to permanently move down there and live. And their mom is the one that's my neighbor in the nursing home still. And we had that hurricane come up the coast this week. And so they had concrete poured. They're within a month of moving into their new home at the beach. And they had concrete poured on Tuesday and Wednesday with the tide of the storm off the coast that washed the road out. So they have this large, nice retirement home at the beach, but no road to get to it.
I mean, is the house still standing?
Yeah, it's just the
Mm.
road. Water came up over the road, and it's like a little peninsula down that way from the Outer Banks down to Hatteras. So any kind of high water, they deal with that with the road. And so that was one thing. My neighbor she thinks is getting, more worse with dementia. Her daughter has moved somewhere in South Carolina to go into grad school. She just had this whole list of things weren't going great. And I wrote her back, and it's what this made me think of with Pisces and that eclipse. One of the things that gives me a lot of comfort is nothing ever stays the same. So,
Mhm.
whatever the litany of challenges is, or things you don't like the way they are, I mean, it's for certain they won't stay the same. You know, it's getting used to nothing's permanent is the key, and being okay with that. And so
Mhm.
I wrote her that. And I said, well, it'll change. That's not a permanent situation, and things will evolve. And so she sent me a
Well,
little.
that was their retirement home, and that's supposedly their permanent thing. So that might have
But I mean,
taken.
the road will come back. They always lose the road down there when it's high water.
Mhm.
So it's just a bad week, right?
Yeah, that's one positive way to put it.
Yeah. And next week will be different. And I think it's important to keep that in perspective when you're not feeling great about things. Is that it's okay because it's not going to stay the same.
Mhm.
Sometimes you're in, like when you have someone in a long illness or whatever, it seems like it'll never end, but it does.
Well, hopefully not the end, but
And so I find a lot of comfort in that, that nothing's permanent, and part of our nature is to be adaptable and resilient, and
Mhm.
that's all good. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I mean that's pretty much how I'm taking things, um day by day.
That was a song. Remember that? Day by day. It was like
Oh
back
yeah, yeah,
before
it's a old really
Superstar.
old song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is funny, when you're getting old, you don't realize you're getting old because you don't feel old. I don't feel old, but
Mhm.
when I talk to younger people, I realize they see me as I'm old. And do you remember a pop artist? I thought it was from the 80s. Somebody at work corrected me and said he was from the 70s, but his name is Boss Skaggs. He was sort
I
of
I I'm familiar with the name, but I don't what songs does
a
he sing?
Lido, JoJo. Look what love has done to me was one of my favorite things. He's just a kind of a songwriter, guitarist, jazz, pop kind of combination guy. He never had any big scandals around him. He's been married to the same woman forever. He's up in age now, but he still tours. And
Mhm.
I'll check these different music venues around me pretty regularly because I love going out to live music or shows. And
Mhm.
so I was scrolling the other night, and Boz Skaggs is coming to like the big theater downtown.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my God, in November. I was like, oh my God, I would love to see him. So I
Mhm.
started looking around for tickets, and I'll pay for a ticket if it's a good seat. I don't want to pay a lot of money to be up in the rafters, but it's
Mhm.
still early enough. They had some pretty good seats still left. So I
Mhm.
bought myself a ticket. I'm going to take myself to that. That's going to be my Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like when I think about that, like I've got a ticket to Boz Skaggs. I get this little like I'm going to Boz Skaggs. It's like that's something that really triggers this really good feeling. Like I'm going to Boz Skaggs. And so at work, I was like, hey, I got a ticket to Boz Skaggs, and I get these looks like kind of like you. I kind of know the name, but I don't know who you're talking about.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, so what was my point of bringing that up? That
About
everything
the age.
changes, like, yeah, and that you might think you're going through something, but then, around the corner, something changes. And so, you got to look for all the good you can get out of it instead of dwelling on the thing in front of you that's not making you feel good. This energy is all about keeping your vibration high, not letting people or things bring you down or, absorb their negativity. And it's okay to distance yourself from people being negative.
Hmm. Well, that sounds good. I'm all for that.
Yeah, I think that's part of the lesson we learn. And I think
Hmm.
we said we were going to try to do our lives on the day of actual things. So our lunar eclipse full moon in Pisces is Sunday, September 7th. So
Uh,
we will reconvene this madness on a full moon eclipse in Pisces. I think that sounds like a good follow up.
yes, I think we broke connection here, but I think from what I've heard is that the 7th, right?
A Sunday, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Do you want to do it at like
So
4, 7, like 7 for you, or like
I had put just naturally because that day I'm going to go out to this country market that takes a little while to drive. I put down 5 for me. What does that make it for you? So,
5,
so like 6 would be like 3 for you, or
5,
would be 2.
3. It would be 3 would be 3, 4, 4 to 5. It'll be 2. It'll be 2 o'clock for me.
Is that too early?
Um,
And we can change it. I mean,
I mean,
we just put,
we can play it like we can set it for 2, and then if we need to change it, then that's fine.
yeah. All right.
Okay. All right.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay. Sounds good.
We just keep moving forward.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, if anybody would like to book a personal reading with Sunny, you can go to lionmountainhealing.com. And I don't know, did you update your Etsy shop or?
I have been selling jewelry out of there. I need to upload some stuff, and there's still stuff out there, but I've got plenty to upload. That's for sure.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if anyone's interested, then they can go to Lion Mountain Relics
Yes,
at Etsy, or Etsy lionmountainrelics.etsy.com, I
yeah.
believe.
Or you can get to it through the website
Okay,
under
well,
the
that's
gift
even
shop.
better.
Yeah, yeah, that's easiest, I think.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right then.
Yes. Yeah.
What's
Well.
like what is it's like 7 o'clock there for you, isn't it?
It's 7:09. This is actually a different time that we normally come on.
Mm-hmm.
So.
A little earlier for us.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope everyone is doing well, and thank you, Sunny, for joining us on the
Thank
live,
you.
and
I
we
appreciate
will.
your
Uh,
time and energy, and anyone that watches or comments or stops by the website. It's all greatly appreciated.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so yeah, so thank you again, and we will see you next time.
that sounds like a plan. And you have a good weekend.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye bye.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.